Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Heritage News here in the southeast and surrounding areas. This is your channel for anything in regards to Heritage Railway news, galas, rail line movements, anything more. This is the channel for you. Coming up this week, we have a Heritage Railway that is succeeding and another Heritage Railway that is actually doing a Kids Go Free event all through the summer holidays. We have some interesting news of a very special visitor coming to the Bluebell Railway's Diesel Gala. And we also have some news of cows on the line. All this more coming up. Let's get into the news.
Platform 8 for the 22-28 Southern
Yeah, welcome back to the news everyone, and first of all, the topic I really want to sort of go through is actually in regards to last week's episode, obviously when I mentioned the Romney Hive and Dymchurch and potentially they were struggling. Obviously it was a little bit of clickbait in that video, but it did get people talking in the comments, and there were some interesting ones in terms of Heritage Railways are sort of on their knees, Heritage Railways are going to become a thing of the past, Heritage Railways are dying. But some little bits of news that I've sort of read, some very interesting articles throughout the week, has actually sort of stated that Heritage Railways are really trying to adapt to these sort of things, and I think this really does sort of apply to the South East, hence why I've included them this week. So the first topic I want to talk about is actually a Kids Go Free Fridays event that the Eskdale and Ravenglass Railway are actually currently hosting. So yeah, essentially the Ravenglass and Eskdale Railway are currently hosting a Kids Go Free Friday promotion. So this actually allows children free access to the railway and attractions on Fridays throughout the summer. And essentially if they use the code Kids Free Friday 24 when booking tickets online with them, one child can travel for free when travelling with a full fare paying adult on full line return journeys. Now, I think this is really good in the sense of it's a railway thinking outside the box, and I think it sort of applies really, like I said, with the Romney Hive and Dymchurch Railway last week, in terms of obviously how they can sort of get people in and how these heritage railways themselves can actually draw people in. This is something that a lot of railways could really sort of take a leaf out of the Ravenglass's Railways book. Kids Go Free Friday event throughout the summer holidays, absolutely fantastic. Adults are probably more than likely to go there, take their kids out for the day out anyway, especially if they can get the kids in there for free and they've only got to pay for themselves to get in there. Bear in mind it is only online, but it's a start. And like I said, I think it sort of applies to what we were speaking about last week, and yeah, I generally feel a lot of railways down here could sort of apply that going forward. So thumbs up to the Ravenglass Railway. Now the next one I sort of want to talk about is actually to do with the Isle of Wight Steam Railway. So yeah, in regards to the Isle of Wight Steam Railway, they're actually sort of meeting their demands and sort of exceeding them. So they've actually had a really good productive 2023 season, and they don't look like they're going to stop throughout the 2024. I went there only literally about a month ago to the 1940s event. Seemed like it was really good, and it looks like realistically the Isle of Wight Railway is sort of trying to think outside the box. Again, hence why I think it sort of applies to railways down here in the southeast, especially with the topic that we were talking about last week. So yeah, it was actually a really interesting article in the Heritage Railway website, and it was all to do with sitting down with the general manager of the railway, Mark Hughes, and obviously they had to talk about how the railway plans to grow with further and the challenges obviously attracting visitors to the island without overexerting themselves. And realistically, it sounds like he's got some very good ideas. Now, he's turned around and said realistically they want to try and think outside the box here, not make it all about the trains. Obviously people go to these railways for the trains, but of course obviously they want to try and turn it into sort of a full day out. And he sort of likened it to a little bit like the Beamish Museum, and I can see why he would use that as a likeness. If you go there, it's a full day out. You're not just going there for the railways, all the heritage vehicles, you're going there sort of to see everything that the place has to offer, and it is sort of a whole day out. And I think realistically with the fence that they've got going on with the 1940s, obviously they've got the steam fair, they've also got the falconry, and it looks like as well they're going to be spending quite a hefty amount of money on doing some major improvements on further bolstering it so it is just a full day out for them. So really thumbs up to the Isle of Wight Steam Railway for that. I'd read the article if I was you on the Heritage Railway News website. It's really, really interesting. And again as well, I think it sort of applies again down here to the railways in the southeast in general. I mean, it was not too long ago the Isle of Wight Steam Railway have built that brand new cafe. Amenities, obviously, then again as well. It's keeping people there at the railway longer. And the topic that he used there was secondary spending. And I think that's probably going to be the key for a lot of heritage railways if they want to try and sort of survive in this day and age. It's all about secondary spending. Now, I know they've built the brand new Heritage Centre at the Romney Hive and Dymchurch Railway. I know they've recently installed a brand new bar, an E3 down at the East Kent Railway. These are sort of the things that realistically are going to keep these heritage railways afloat because it's secondary spending, it keeps people there longer other than just us enthusiasts that are literally only there really to see the trains. So the next bit of news I actually want to go through is all to do with an event and a little bit of news at the same time. So it's all to do with Hornby and the Wonderworks. There's actually been a brand new model railway layout installed at Margate Central Station. So yeah, you can see the model layout there in front of you. So initially they've got some of the landmarks there. They've got the clock tower, they've got a stage obviously from Dreamland, they've got one of the rides from Dreamland, they've got a little coach there which is depicting the Jolly Boys outing, the famous Only Fools and Horses episode, and obviously they've done Margate Station there itself. Now it's co-aligning with an event as well, which is actually going to be going on the 17th of August. Now essentially you're going to have the chance to go down and have a little mini figure printed of yourself, a bit like a few episodes ago that I mentioned, done by Modeloo there, but this is with a difference. So if you want to pay a small supplementary fee, you can actually get yourself printed down there at the station. Modeloo are going to have their equipment there down at Margate Station, and you can actually have a little mini figure printed of yourself, and it will be placed in front of the stage there, the Dreamland stage, and it's going to be there permanently. So whenever you're visiting Margate Station, or if anyone you know goes to visit Margate Station, there's going to be a little mini version of you sitting there in that layout that for all to see. So a little bit of a gimmick maybe, but I think it's quite nice. And like I said, they're celebrating 70 years of being in Margate, and I think they should celebrate that. Really massive achievement. So yeah, go down there if you want to, and the times on the screen are as follows if you do want to go and get yourself printed down there. So it'll be 10 AM from 1 PM to Margate Station, or you can go from 2 till 4 at the Wonderworks. Obviously get that done for yourself, and then of course obviously you can just go around the Wonderworks. But obviously you've seen my opinion on that by now. If you haven't, go ahead and check that out. But yeah, on to the next bit of news. So yeah, the next bit of news I want to talk about is actually coming from something a little bit different. It's coming from the Thomas Aveling Society, and it's all to do with a couple of visitors that you can expect to see down in the Hoo Peninsula in the early weeks of September. So yeah, essentially Thomas Aveling Society are delighted to announce that Andrea, built by the Aveling and Porter Company in Strood in 1930, will be attending the Aveling 200 and the Hoo Peninsula Heritage Festival on Saturday the 7th and Sunday the 8th of September in the Hoo Peninsula. I've never really heard of this event myself, but it sounds quite an interesting one. I might check it out, depending on obviously what will be down there, but it does sound like they're going to have a few steam engines down there. And as well as Andrea as well, you're also going to have Poppy, which is again also built by the Aveling and Porter Company in Strood in 1904, and again will be travelling down all the way from Wales to visit the Aveling 200, as well as obviously the Heritage Festival down there as well. So if you're around obviously in the 7th up until the 9th of September, go down and pay the Aveling Society a visit. So the next bit of news I want to go through is actually to do with the Bluebell Railway's diesel gala that is coming up very soon, and it will be on from the 6th to the 8th of September. And literally about a week ago, a very special guest has been announced to attend the diesel gala. So yeah, the last visitor to be announced for the gala is going to be the British Railways Class 423, the 4-car EMU, and it's Gordon Petit itself. Now, from what I understand from this unit is that it was actually owned by South West Trains, and it was formally handed back over to the Bluebell Railway in 2009, and currently the unit actually remains in Bluebell Railway ownership. And since sort of May 2012, the Southern Electric Traction Group have sort of maintained and kept it in operational use, and hopefully obviously they can get it actually back running on the main line. At the moment it's going to be dragged, sort of a push-pull sort of motion there on the railway, but really special visitor announced announced, and as you can see there on screen in front of you, the lineup is already looking incredible for this gala. So I think this is one I'm going to attend, one you should probably attend. But on to the next bit of news. So yeah, next thing we're going to talk about is just a couple of rail tours that are going to be happening over the next few days if you want to get out and about on the lines and try and catch them. So yeah, the first rail tour is actually going to be happening tomorrow on Thursday the 8th of August, and it's being held by the Steam Dreams Rail Tour Company, and it's going to be the Southend to Cheshire Rail Tour. Now it's actually going to be pulled by none other than 46100 Royal Scott herself. So she will be departing from Southend, as you can see the times there in front of you. So she's going to be departing at 6:26. And she's going to be arriving in Chester at 14:01. So what I would advise you to do is obviously check real-time trains, and obviously you can go ahead and check out the timings of when she might be passing through a station near you. Now the next one is realistically a rail tour, and it's not at the same time, but tomorrow the Heritage Transport Museum is actually going to be running one of their heritage train days. So you're going to have the 1938 vintage stock, and it's actually going to be doing the Heathrow Loop. Now it's going to be doing Saturday the 10th of August until Sunday the 11th of August. So the tickets are currently still on sale on the website. From what I understand, you can see the prices there in front of you. So I'll go ahead and check it out and see if you can nab yourself a ticket, or maybe try and get to one of the stations so you can see this absolutely magnificent unit pass you by. Now in terms of events, there's not really much going on in terms of this weekend, but I just thought I would mention the Sittingbourne and Kemsey Light Railway here. So currently, as it stands, throughout the summer holidays, they're actually going to be opening on Wednesdays as well through the summer holidays event. So I'd highly recommend giving them a visit, because they're normally ever open on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday, but they're going to be opening on Wednesdays now, which is really, really good. Getting more services, getting more people to visit the railway. Really applaud them for doing that. Now also as well, this weekend you're going to have the Bexhill Model Railway Club annual Model Railway exhibition. So it's going to be held on Saturday the 10th of August at the St Richmond's Catholic College in Ashdale Road at Bexhill-on-Sea. Now as it stands, they look like they've got quite a number of layouts there, as you can see on the side in front of you. It's going to be both various gauges and live steam model buildings, and obviously it's going to have a great range of second-hand goods and traders there for sale. So I'd recommend go and check it out if you can. It'll be adults £6 at the gate, children £2 at the gate, or you can get a family ticket for £14, and it will be on and from 10 until 5. So yeah, to end it off this week, I'm just going to end it off with a little bit of light-hearted moments that I've sort of seen throughout the week on the mainline network. So on August the 1st, I'm not too sure whether the farmer had sort of read his herd a few too many Thomas the Tank Engine books, but one of his herd decided to stray onto the line and actually held up all the trains between Swale and Sheerness. Now eventually they were able to get the cow and coax it off the line, and then of course obviously the railways then could resume, and I think the next train after that was the 10:23. But it just goes to show what livestock can cause, and like I said, maybe that farmer should realistically stop reading the herd too many Thomas the Tank Engine books.
What's this? A cow? I'll soon settle her. Be off, be off. Moo, said the cow. Henry backed away nervously. I don't want to hurt her.
But yeah, funny nonetheless. But that's been my heritage news here in the southeast and surrounding areas, guys. I really hope you've enjoyed that. Comment down below if I've missed anything. Comment down below if you think it's worth something mentioning next week in next week's episode. And obviously I will try and do my best to include it. Other than that, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. See you guys.